So this is the laundry room entrance, and this is where we tend to hang all our coats. I've already taken all the just really standard hooks that I had on the wall there. I'm going to do a board and batten, and I'm going to put a board here that was original to our family, that was in another doorway that we pulled out, and has all the, it's a height chart. So we're going to update this with board and batten. Now it is time to paint. I have the boards up, and I'm going to paint, and then this trim piece right here was in a different location in our house, and when we did a little bit of a remodel, this board ended up coming out, and as you can see, it has some historic growth charts on it, but it needs to be painted. So what I've done is just made a little list on the outside of it so that I can repaint it. I will show you where this was at. It's one of those things, when my kids saw it come down, they said, "Oh, you're not getting rid of the history, are you?" So I'll show you where it was at before. All right, this is the location, well, hereabouts is where it was at before. This entryway was opened up when we had our foundation project completed. A lot of drywall cracked, and a lot. So we opened this doorway. It used to literally just be the size of a doorway that you would hang a door in. So you can see we made it a lot larger. And this is not quite the location because we went a little wider, but that's the idea. That's where it was at, was in between the kitchen and the living room. So when the kids saw it going down, they just said, "No, you gotta save it." So you can see how I have saved it. So I will be repainting it and putting all the fun stuff back on it. One of the projects I've been working on in this house is going around and trying to replace all this old builder grade trim, floor trim. One of the previous owners, in an effort to make the house feel and look more modern, even though it's a 100-year-old farmhouse, pulled out all the original trim, door trim, floor trim, crown molding, all of that stuff, and replaced it with this builder grade stuff. So I've been working on it one room at a time, slowly, trying to replace it with some wood trim that looks more historically accurate. And this is the section of the dining room I'm working on today. So I'm going to show you the wood that I've reclaimed from our house, from this particular house, that I'm going to turn into floor trim. We had a project in our bathroom. We only have one bathroom in this house. And the subfloor needed to be replaced, and the floor joists needed to be replaced. And there was layers and layers and layers of flooring. And underneath the multiple layers of flooring that had been added on, there was original wood. And unfortunately, I couldn't keep it because they had to get down to the floor joists. This is what it looked like when it came out. So as you can tell, it's got layers of, it had laminate on it, it's had tile on top of it, all sorts of things. So this is what it looks like when it came out, and they're tongue and groove. And this is what it looks like after a good sanding. I just gave it a real quick sand. Just a real quick sand, this one. This one is what it looks like after I put Danish oil on it, just because the wood is so dry. So I treated this one with Danish oil. I have re-sanded this one again after the Danish oil stayed in, has had a chance to soak in, and I cut off the tongue part so that it'll be a smooth edge. And this is going to become, I'm going to stain this next, and it's going to become the new floor trim in the dining room. I think it'll look really pretty because it's original wood to the house. And here it is after one coat of stain, and I think I'm just going to leave it like that and go ahead and install it. It's very dry wood. It's old. But I think it's beautiful. It'll add that rustic charm. Here it is after a couple of couple of rounds of sanding, and took the tongue off. Anyway, I'm going to stain this one, and we're going to be good to go. I love it. Should look really good in the dining room, I think. The board and batten project is done. This room does multitasks. It's a multitask room. We used to just have hooks just randomly hanging around this wall. So this wall kind of serves as our coat closet. This board was moved, as I told you earlier, and I put all the new measurements, well, the history of measurements back on there. This is the coat closet. This is our coat wall. This is where we're gonna hang everything. It's also our laundry drying. It's our laundry room, so we dry our laundry in here. We do our laundry. There's the laundry rack. Also, the cat box is in here. It does all sorts of things. But there's also the cute little bench to put things when you walk in here, because my husband needs a place to put boots and his bag when he's off the road, and you know, multi-purpose room, like I said. So this is the wall. I can't quite get far enough back to get the whole thing. Oh, that's kind of it right there. I put in trim along the top, a piece of leftover oak from another project, and I might be changing those out, those hooks out. I just happen to have those and I like them, but I might be either painting them. I would love your opinion, comment. Originally I was just going to paint them the same color gray as the wall, so they blended in, but let me know what you think of that. And I added a piece of floor trim right here. This room also is the entrance to the cellar, which was also at one time the coal chute, and this little room was all outside. So this is how they used to deliver the coal for the coal furnace. So you go in through this little hatch door that somebody painted this floor, one of the previous owners, and we have just never done anything with it. And I don't know what I want to do with it. I think what I'd love to do is sand it down and see what wood's under here. They painted all the hinges. It's got the original hinges on it still. So whoever painted it really painted it well. So I don't know. We've been here 23 years and I've never thought I want to take that on. And I may someday. The other thing that I did besides putting this board back in, we had from our bathroom project, the original wood floor that was under layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of flooring had to get pulled out so we could get new floor joists and new subfloor. So this is the tongue and groove. I went ahead and refurbished the tongue and groove that was in the bathroom, saved all of it, and went ahead and put it down as dining room trim. And I might go back and put a little piece of trim across the top of that lip. But what I did was it was tongue and groove and I cut the tongue off. I have not changed the trim yet around the sliding door. That will be another project. And I am probably gonna have to buy that trim. I don't think I have enough trim left, but I went ahead and used what wood I had for some floor trim. But yes, I will change the trim. Oh, hey, you can't even see it. The trim around the sliding door. But this is original wood to the house. So I thought while I was on this project, I would go ahead and work with this wood and get it installed. So there we go. Project is complete.